welcome to BuzzPods and our YouTube channel. We thought we would do something slightly different this time. Given the launch of the iPhone 6, we thought a number of people may be interested in the particular tariffs that may be available to them in the UK if they wanted to pick up one of these little bad boys ready for the 19th of September launch. So here we have compiled some of the available tariffs, and we have provided some recommendations at the end. So please watch it and enjoy. So we've broken down the video into a number of sections. We've looked at 24-month contracts, 12-month contracts, and what we're calling the do-it-yourself option, and then we go on to some recommendations. So we've picked the 64GB iPhone 6 for use in this comparison. Obviously, if you want an iPhone 6 Plus or the 128GB, the tariffs will be slightly more, and vice versa. If you want the 16GB, the tariffs will be slightly less. But we believe that the 64GB version is probably the best value in terms of capacity to cost ratio, given the proliferation of apps, musics and photos these days. I don't think 16GB will cut it, and 120GB is great, but obviously costs a bit more. And we haven't looked at the iPhone 6 Plus because we think that most people upgrading will want the iPhone 6, which is already bigger than the existing iPhone 5S at 4.7 inches. But obviously, for those that do, you can still use this comparison and obviously get a feel for which provider will offer the best tariff. So we've omitted 3G tariffs and tariffs that provide less than 5GB of monthly data. And the reason for doing that is, we believe technology moves on. So we think most people, given they will have a shiny new iPhone 6 in their hands and their pockets, they'll prefer to go with a 4G network, given that nearly all the providers now do provide 4G networks, and these are getting faster and faster. And also you can take advantage of the increased 4G network speeds that the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus offer through these networks. I believe they are already upgrading in terms of double speed data, which the iPhone 6 will be able to take account of. Also, the reason we have chosen tariffs that provide more than 5GB of monthly data is we feel it's a shame. You're spending all this money, you're getting a great new shiny iPhone 6 with all these wonderful apps, its ability to stream music, stream video, watch YouTube, lots of apps that use the network to communicate information back and forth on, for example, gaming, a multiplayer gaming. Therefore, we think, the way things are going, most people will start eating up their data. Now, even if you are currently on a 5S and you may have 4GB of data and you say, well, I never go over my 4GB. Well, guess what? If you move to 4G, your phone will download content in higher definition, if it's video or if it's music, and you'll be surprised. You will eat more data on a 4G network than you will on a 3G. So therefore, we've gone for tariffs that are above 5GB. We think that's the kind of 5-6GB is the starting point. Now, obviously, we can't go through all the various variations of different tariffs with different combinations of minutes, text, data from different providers. So what we've done is we've chosen what we believe will be the most popular tariffs people want to pair with their iPhone 6. As we go through the video, if you come across a particular tariff or table you want to look at, just pause the video and you should be able to see it on your screen, look at it, and then just click play again and carry on video. So let's start with 24-month contracts. So here we have the O2 refresh contracts. What we like about these contracts is with O2 refresh, it means although you're paying one monthly fee, you are able to divide the, well, even though you're paying one monthly fee, what O2 do is divide that fee between a device monthly fee and an airtime monthly fee. What that means is if in 12 months or 18 months time, even though you're on a 24-month contract, if you want to break that contract because you want to get the new phone, but you want to keep your phone so you can sell it on, but you're tied into this 24-month contract, what you can do is break it, and all you have to do is pay what's remaining of the device part of your contract. So in this case, if we look at the top one, the tariff with unlimited minutes, unlimited text, and 20 gigabytes of data, you're paying £58 a month with no upfront cost in this case. How that is divided up, that's divided up into £30 device fee and £28 airtime fee. So if in 18 months time you wanted to break the contract to get a new phone, you don't pay the remainder of the £28 airtime fee. What you do is pay the remainder, as in the difference between 24 months, which is your contract, and 18 months, which is how long you've had it, therefore 6 months. So you pay 6 months times £30, and that's £180. So for £180, you can pay O2 £180 and get out of your contract and still keep your phone. So these are the contracts from O2. Obviously, the cheapest one is at 5 gigabytes of data, but some people maybe feel more comfortable with the 20 gigabytes of data. And they have a variety of contracts here depending on how much you want to pay up front. The next one we're going to look at is Vodafone. And it's quite interesting with Vodafone. So they have a current offer where with their contracts of this size, you get 6 months worth of Netflix subscription and either Spotify Premium or Sky Sports subscription for the length of the contract. So that's quite useful if you're already subscribed to Spotify Premium or Sky Sports Mobile. You can save some money by cancelling that contract and getting it for, I wouldn't say free, but included within your Vodafone contract. So again, we've listed a variety of contracts, some with 20 gigabytes, 10 gigabytes, or 7 gigabytes of data. Interestingly, obviously, the less data used, the cheaper the overall cost is. And I should say, when we calculate overall cost, we're calculating it over a 24-month minimum over the 24 months of the contract, so it provides easy comparison. What's interesting though is that if you go through mobilephonesdirect.co.uk, you can actually pick up some of those Vodafone contracts cheaper. So using a 10 gigabyte per month tariff, you can see that not only if you go through Mobile Phones Direct do you not pay an upfront fee, but you're also paying £5 per month less. So unless you really want the Netflix or need the Netflix and the Spotify Premium Sky Sports, they could be a better value for most people. Next up, we look at the EE contracts. Now, it's quite interesting because EE were mentioned in the keynote speech that Apple held last week at the launch of the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus, as well as the Apple Watch. And EE is one of the UK networks that Apple are working with to bring some of the new features that are within the iPhone 6. So the two key features mentioned were, for example, faster data, and more importantly, the ability, which is something actually BlackBerry have had for a while, the ability to make voice calls over Wi-Fi. If you're in a building with poor mobile reception but good Wi-Fi, you can make a call over Wi-Fi, and then as you move around and you move outside the building, for instance, and you pick up the mobile network, then the call will seamlessly transition from the Wi-Fi to mobile network. Now that's a feature that has been around for a while. It has been in some of the other phones such as BlackBerry, but it's now coming to iPhone, and EE is one of the UK providers that is working with Apple to provide that, to enable that functionality, I guess, over their network for the new iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. So given that, you may want to prefer a contract from EE, although they are a little bit more expensive. What's interesting though, they're going down the route of what 3 have done, and now within your allowance, you can get free minutes and text roaming within certain countries in the EU, up to your allowance. But as you can see, not data, whereas 3 will allow you to use your allowance, your monthly allowance, in certain countries in the EU, whether that's minutes, text, or data. EU are only doing it for minutes and text at the moment. So obviously here you can see some of the tariffs, and again there is if you want a lot of data, you can get the EU tariff through mobile phones direct and not pay an upfront fee and get a slight discount on your monthly fee. Although it's not clear whether you get the free minutes and text roaming if you go through the mobile phones direct route. So next up, Three, who pioneered the all-you-can-eat minutes, text, and data. Originally, it was good value. The prices seem to have crept up, but they do offer two variations we've picked out here. One which is for those that don't necessarily need all the minutes, so 600-minute tariff, or an unlimited everything all-you-can-eat tariff. And you can see the costs. Yes, it's all you can eat, but they're not necessarily just. And also, finally, for 24-month contracts, we have Tesco. Tesco are doing 3,000 minutes, 5,000 texts, and then you can choose between 6 gigabytes of data a month or 8 gigabytes of data a month. It uses the O2 mobile network. Not bad value for money. Quite reasonable, but not necessarily just. So, 12-month contracts. So, obviously there's a lot of you out there that like to have the latest and greatest phones, at least once a year. If not, so there's a lot of people who flip a lot more often, but at least 12 months a year. If you want to do that, 12-month contracts are probably a good option. And what we picked out is some of the Vodafone 12-month contracts. Some of the other providers don't like doing 12-month contracts, although if you call them, you may be able to get us a price for a 12-month contract. But Vodafone obviously do have a lot of customers that have 12-month contracts, so they publish their 12-month contract pricing. Obviously, the overall cost is less than 24-month contract because you're not paying for the airtime for the second 12 months or the 24 months. Again, you can get 6 months Netflix plus either Spotify Premium, Sky Sports on any of these tariffs. And depending on the amount of data you want, you have 7, 10, or 20 and unlimited minutes and texts. But you can see they're coming out at typically under £1,000 total cost over that 12 months. And then after that, obviously, you're free to maybe go the SIM-only route or sell your phone and get another phone on a 12-month contract. Now, one of the other options we looked at is what we're calling the do-it-yourself option. So this do-it-yourself option probably provides the ultimate flexibility for people who prefer to put together their own iPhone and combination. It's based on purchasing a SIM-free phone from Apple at £619 and then obtaining a separate SIM-only contract. And we looked at this because for those that do want to change their phones more often, you're buying the phone, you own the phone, you can sell it on whenever you want, and typically SIM-only contracts are on a 30-day rolling contract. You can always cancel it or just move it to a new phone that you buy. So, as I said, SIM-only contracts have a 30-day notice, but you can reduce the monthly cost by setting up to a minimum of a 12-month contract for some of these, and for that you pay a little bit less per month. For the purposes of our we've provided a comparison of some of the more generous SIM-only contracts, and our DIY comparisons in order to make it fair based on a 12-month period with a SIM-free phone purchased from Apple at £619. Now in this case, because some of the cheaper SIM-only networks are 3G, we've included the 3G tariff. We've looked at some of those 3G tariffs here. So on 3G, we've looked at both Virgin and giffgaff. Virgin uses the EE 3G network and giffgaff uses the O2 3G network. So the tariff we've picked out here is probably, you pay a bit more if you're not an existing Virgin Media customer, but we thought this, the kind of people that the Virgin tariff would appeal to would be existing Virgin Media customers, i.e. those people that already have Virgin Broadband or Virgin TV or Virgin Phone, or maybe all three. And for that, they give it to you cheaper, and they include free phone insurance. So that could be quite important for some people because you can pay anything up to £10 per month for iPhone insurance, and Virgin will include it for free. And they have this, what they call their VIP Plus tariff for existing customers, where you get unlimited all-you-can-eat everything. Obviously, the upfront cost you don't pay that to Virgin. That's you walking into an Apple shop, buying a SIM-free Apple iPhone 6 64GB for £619, and then getting a SIM-only contract for £18 per month from Virgin. This is on a 30-day rolling contract, so you can always switch to someone else at some point. We've also looked at the giffgaff SIM. Now theirs is more. They don't do pay monthly, but they do a pay-as-you-go. But what they do have is, if you do top up £15 a month every month, or £20 a month every month, you will get unlimited text, unlimited data, and then depending on the size of the top up, either 500 minutes or 2,000 minutes. Again, this is you buying the SIM-free phone from Apple and then taking out a separate giffgaff contract. Now, obviously, being pay-as-you-go, there's no minimum commitment on this. You can always cancel the SIM, move your number, and move across to another network. So the other do-it-yourself option we looked at was for 4G, and on this we looked at 3. So the 3 SIM-only plans, and they do. There's 2 we picked out. One with 600 minutes and all-you-can-eat text and data, or all-you-can-eat everything. Again, Apple, you purchase the phone from Apple, but in this case the difference is £18 per month, £23 per month, depending on how many talk minutes you want. These prices currently are at a discount of £2 per month for what 3 are calling an introductory discount, but the discount does apply as long as you have the SIM-only contract with them, and it's for a minimum of 12 months for these prices. You can get them for 30 days, and typically they charge you £2 to £3 extra per month if you're on a 30-day rolling contract, as opposed to committing to 12 months. And obviously what you get with 3 is also their generous deal around 3 minutes text and data roaming within certain countries within the EU allowance. So what would we recommend? So obviously quite a hard choice because everyone's circumstances are different. Some people want to pay less up front and don't mind paying more per month. Some people are more concerned with the total cost, and some people want some other things, such as the maybe the flexibility that O2 can offer, etc. So on 24-month contracts, we've picked out these 3 particular tariffs. So we picked out the O2 unlimited minutes and texts and 20 gigabytes of 4G data, and we picked this tariff for its flexibility. It totals £1,281.99 over the 24 months. But if you wanted to break the contract early, you just pay the number of remaining months times the £20 per month device cost. So if you want flexibility, lower upfront fee, it's not a bad tariff. Then the other one we picked out, in terms of the cheapest 24-month contract we could find, this is the Vodafone contract through Mobile Phones Direct. Now, obviously, I should say there are cheaper contracts if you want less data, but for what we would think is reasonable amount of data, or kind of the minimum you should be looking at, 7 gigabytes per month through Mobile Phones Direct, you pay nothing up front, and then £48.50 per month for 24 months. It's the lowest total cost at £1,164. And then finally, we thought in terms of value, so people who do want, don't want to spend too much money, but do want a bit more data, then the EE is not bad value because you get unlimited minutes and texts. You get 10 gigabytes of 4G data. You also will benefit from the new technology that's built into the iPhone 6 in terms of seamlessly moving calls between Wi-Fi and mobile network. And for that, you do pay a higher upfront fee at $279.99, just at $279.99, I should say. The monthly fee though is lower at $38.99. The total cost, not that much more really than the cheapest contract above, which is the Vodafone. It's only about £50-60 more, and you do get the 3 minutes and text roaming within certain countries in the EU. So the second recommendation is on the 12-month or DIY option. So we looked at both because we think, if someone is looking at a 12-month contract, they probably should look at a DIY option as well. Yes, you pay more up front, but overall they're roughly the same cost. So we've picked out 2 here. So 12 months at the DIY option. So if you've got some money, you can pay the upfront cost for the phone at $619. Remember, this is a SIM-free phone. It can be used on any network, and it's yours from the moment you buy it. covered by warranty from Apple, obviously, if something goes wrong with it. But then you can pay £18 per month with 3 and get 600 minutes and unlimited text and data, and that free roaming within certain countries in the EU. Total cost £835. It's probably the lowest cost you can get to own an iPhone 6 over the 12 months. And then we thought we'd pick out, there might be people who don't have the £619 available, might have some money, don't want to be tied in for 24 months, want a 12-month contract. And the best option we found is the Vodafone contract with unlimited minutes and texts, 10 gigabytes of data per month. You still pay a fair amount of money, but not as much as buying the phone outright. So you pay £229 upfront and then £63.50 a month. Total cost comes to £991. Obviously, at the end of that, the phone's yours. You can do what you want after that 12 months. You can change providers to get a SIM-only plan, or sell the phone and get the new iPhone 6S, if that's what it's going to be called. And you do get and the other thing we like about this one is if you are a big music fan or sports fan, you would love to try Spotify Premium, Sky Sports, try out for a year whilst this contract is running, or indeed you already pay for it, you can save yourself say for Spotify Premium is £10 a month, £120, and go for this tariff. There are recommendations. We hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and if you did enjoy watching our video, please don't forget to subscribe to BuzzPods for more tech news, reviews and unboxings. Thank you.